What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, my beautiful Nubian queens and kings out there that are listening right now. Thank you so much for pressing play. I'm super stoked to be here. My name is Kanikia, your host for Uncharted Melanin, the podcast, a unfiltered podcast where creativity and expansion meets Black excellence. Daily raw and unfiltered content Monday through Friday, and interviews every Thursday. You aren't going to want to miss today's episode, so let's dive right in. Hello, friends. Hello. Aloha to you, King, and aloha to you, beautiful Wahine, which means woman in Hawaiian. Hello to everybody listening today. My name is Kanikia, and I'm your host for Uncharted Melanin. Thank you for clicking play today. I wanted to give you guys a little update of what's been going on in my life and why we haven't heard from each other in the past month. All in good faith, all in good timing, and most importantly, a wonderful opportunity that I hope that you got a chance to grow, as I've been getting a chance to grow in the time that we haven't spoken. So I contracted COVID-19, and it was a time for me to really rest and reflect. I took pretty much the whole entire 2 weeks to do nothing work-based, but just allow my body to rest and to just get back to normal. It was also really nice to be taken care of. I have to say, the isolation was not fun, but my sister, Sequita, shout out to you, sister, big sis. It was really nice to be the one being taken care of because I'm such a caretaker and I love making sure that everybody is good, and I just love taking care of people. It's like a hobby of mine. And it's not to say that people in my life don't take care of me, but having to be humble in the sense of allowing it to happen and not feeling like I have to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders was quite divine. That is a highlight throughout COVID that I am going to continue to carry on with me throughout the rest of my life. Another huge takeaway moment for me during COVID was I got really bad body aches, and within having those body aches, it was extremely difficult for me to do the things that I normally love to do, aka movement, aka yoga, aka doing nothing. It was honestly painful just to be doing nothing, to be laying down, and those are all of the things that I love. So throughout having these crazy body aches that were extremely intense, I found myself having to find a different way to navigate my yoga practice. My yoga practice is something that I always return home to, and it always makes me feel better, but to be in a state to where I couldn't necessarily do it really made me start looking into yoga throughout my quarantine experience, more on the introspection side. It allowed me the space and the freedom to recognize that while I teach from a place of, this feels good within my body, I hope these are the tools that will feel good within your body. It gave me the perspective to recognize that not everyone gets the chance to feel good within their body. And what I mean by that are the body aches. As I'm growing up, I'm recognizing that my body is maturing. And my right knee, I had an injury when I was younger, and I'm starting to recognize that throughout my practice, I'm having to move different because of that injury. So the introspection of being in pain and having those body aches, I really feel is going to make me a better teacher. I have a better understanding. I have a clearer outlook on how I want to continue move, as in getting a chance to guide other people. another takeaway that I learned from COVID was how important it is for me to have the routine of being able to ground my naked bare feet onto the soul of the earth. It really gave me a whole another outlook on getting a chance to be in the sunlight, getting a chance to breathe fresh air. And honestly, COVID really gave me the time to slow down. There have been times in my past where I've gotten a chance to speak to my mom and my dad on the phone, and I will just be sometimes scrolling on Instagram, not really being present with that moment. But when I had COVID, I felt within my soul and within my spirit to be more present, with the conversations that I'm holding, not only with my parents, but with everyone around me. To, even though maybe we're not FaceTiming, but to take the time to really listen to what they're saying without having to, be in such a rush to get to the next task. COVID was a scary experience. It was difficult to see my parents worry so much about me, and that also really changed my perspective. I feel like from a young age I've just been so extremely carefree, and I really, not to say that I don't care about things, but I am always really erring on the caution of the glass being half full. And getting to hear my parents' concerns and why they were afraid almost gave me like a, let's see how I can bring this into fruition, how I want to say this. Because, I don't have kids, so spiritual children, yes, but no physical kids. I feel like for the first time, I really kind of got a chance to understand my parents' perspective as for where their anxiety stems from with us being so far away, because I am just never thinking about the worst case scenario. But in this situation, I had to be faced with the dualities of both good and bad, and not being in control of the situation. Thankfully, the COVID for me, aside from the body aches and the 2-week quarantine and not being able to go outside and go to the beach, were extremely difficult for me. It was like a very intense cold or flu, I will say. The headaches were pretty annoying, and they continued on for a couple of weeks after I was cleared from COVID. But it really, most importantly, I said it in the beginning of this pandemic, and I'll say it again, but COVID really gave us the time to stop, slow down, and to reflect, and to do that introspection. So that was my COVID experience, and thanks for hearing me. That's what that has been like. And throughout this whole transition and throughout this whole entire experience, it's also always leading me back to how I want to move within my business, how I want to move as a friend, how I want to move as a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter, all of those things. But speaking for what the new insight has been for Uncharted Melanin, I am going to be recording Mondays, Wednesdays, and interviews on Fridays now. That I feel really good within saying that, but I know it has been a journey of, recording every single, Monday through Friday, but, recording 5 times a week has been such a journey for me. I didn't think that I would do it as long as I did, so I'm giving myself a mini clap and applause. But most importantly, I want to say thank you guys for listening and consuming the content and giving me all of your feedback that is going to continue to grow and nurture this beautiful vision that I have for this podcast. So those are new updates with what's going on there. I just recently am celebrating my 1 year anniversary of being a yoga teacher, and I am just now getting my first job at a yoga studio after searching for a whole year. But I feel very happy, comfortable, and I feel so good within the alignment of knowing that this studio, Ale Mane Ora, is a community-based center that really aligns so well with my values, with my missions, and with my goals. It was literally like such a blessing how all of this unfolded. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to continue to be teaching people. I'm grateful to be supported and to also be around so many incredible women within our community. It is firing me up, and it's also helping me curate more programs. It's helping me curate more information, more accessible tools to give to you guys as well. Because as you know, it's very important for me to heal within myself, because I know that as I heal, you are healing, and as we are healing collectively, we are letting go of those things that are no longer serving us and holding us back and keeping us in a mindset of, scarcity, or a mindset of lack, when that's just not the goal, it's not the vision, because we are abundant, and that is our birthright, and that has been bestowed upon us. And it's a wake-up call to say, I am in this biatch. Wow. Okay, had a little blooper in my head. It reminded me of when Rick James is like, I'm Rick James, biatch. But I'm also going to move away from the term bitch. I'm not really a fan of it. It's not really empowering, so yeah. Anywho, that is really what I wanted to discuss with you guys and really share. So again, thank you for taking time out of your day, for pressing play, and just thank you for always sending good vibes my way, as I am sending them right back to you. So, over and out. Hey guys, I had so much fun recording today's podcast episode and truly don't want the conversation to end. So if you haven't seen in the show notes, you can connect with me over on Instagram at Divine Beautiful Me or Uncharted Melanin, or you could also connect with me over at Fixis Yoga. I'd be so happy to answer any questions and just connect with you and get a chance to know what you're doing in your life and how you're showing up within your community. I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow. Stay blessed.